Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back to another session of Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Uh, for those of you who have been watching all of my videos, thank you so much for doing so. But also, who have been tracking characters, no, you didn't miss out on 15 levels of Boobhammer the Bludgeoner. This is a character that I had saved a few weeks ago, who I recall as being really strong. So we're gonna. I just felt like bashing some stuff around in between starting new runs, and I thought we'd crack some skulls here. Um, so let's see what Boobhammer has. We have a +2 Cloak of Preservation. That's cool. So we could do the slime pits probably if we wanted. Yeah, let's see. Although we don't have resist acid, I guess, so we still take full damage. We do resist poison. 2 pips of resist fire and cold. Our defenses are just fantastic. We're a Demonspawn, which means we have mutations. What mutations do we have? Well, we have more than just the normal. I guess we played some mutation roulette, is what this looks like. Because we have a -2 to our intelligence, but we have +2 dex, fire resistance, sharp toenails, cold resistance. Wow. I like this guy. Wow. Molten scales, horns. Okay. Yeah, I think this was a really fun dude. We have Potion of Cure Mutation. That's good. Our intelligence. How is our intelligence 14? I think this was a Wanderer. I think that's why we have some weird skills. Yeah, that's why we have some points in bows. Not because we've ever used one or trained it, but because we started off with just a random skill set and set of items. Probably like a scroll of blinking or something. Oh, we have a Rod of Shadows. That's kind of cool. Our evocations is 9. Evocations is 6. We're following Okawaru. Or Okawaru, or Okwaru, whatever. Ooh, we do have an Amulet of Resist Mutation and Clarity. This guy has some great gear. +5 Pearl Dragon Armor. Oh, yeah, these stupid -5 boots. I think that's our source of poison resistance. And that's why we're still wearing them. Even though normally that's a lot. Oh, and it's our C Invis. Okay, yeah, so we kind of have to be wearing those. At least they give us, what, magic resistance? Double magic resistance? So we're super, almost entirely resistant to hostile enchantments. That's absurd. This guy seems really strong. He seems absurdly strong. What weapon are we using? A +4, +7 mace. Okay, so base damage 8. We're doing 15 damage. That's not great. Of flaming. Okay, so we could stand to find a better weapon. We're using shields. Are we training shields? Yeah. So I guess we were trying to get up to 15 shields for this, so the shield didn't hamper us at all. Maybe we should switch to the buckler for that reason. What kind of difference is that? 24 shields, 25 AC, 14 shields. Oh. So we get an extra point of evasion at the cost of 10 points shielding. And probably some slight... Yeah, I don't think we're at min... Oh yeah, we're at minimum delay for this. But not for most maces. Not quite. 16 is most maces, I think. Including Evening Stars, which is the relevant one if we're training shields. But I'm not married to the shields idea, I don't think. I could just drop that at some point if we find a great mace that we want to use. I think we have some great maces on the ground somewhere. Here we go. What is this? Oh, well, that's kind of cool, but it's Pain. Pain is a really interesting brand. If you are a practitioner of necromancy, if you have high necromancy skill, Pain does a ton of damage. I mean, it just shreds living creatures. The problem is, by the time you get that amount of skill, you're generally kind of in the late game anyway, and you probably don't have a really high melee skill. So unless you're a follower of Kikubakudka, the god of necromancy, pain isn't all that great of a brand. So that's probably why we're not using this great mace. Oh, a +0, +1 evening star of crushing. Yeah, I'm just using this because it's extra dex, extra int, some stealth. I figure we're still... Oh, we actually are stealthy. Interesting, in our Pearl Dragon armor, which I recall as being one of the best to find. It just gives us resist negative energy, but that's fine because we already have a ton of resist fire and cold. Though I definitely want to switch out these boots at some point. As soon as I find another source of C and Biz, and or a source of resist poison, I think I'm switching back. We do have another source of resist negative energy. That's cool. Clarity's really nice, though, and we don't need resist mutation until much later, probably, hopefully. And we have a potion of cure mutation, just in case. Although, since we have other... the light blue mutations are our Demonspawn mutations, and those can never go away or be altered in any way, except by, getting better, getting the later ranks of them. These other mutations in gray or red are the good and bad mutations, respectively, that we have acquired through other stuff. And potions of cure mutation do remove good mutations as well as bad. I think it's like 1 to 3 mutations that it removes, slightly weighted towards removing bad mutations, but... Ooh, we have a Wand of Heal Wounds. That's neat. Wow, this guy has such great stuff. We haven't even ID'd all our scrolls yet. Well, let's... We have a scroll of Identify stashed away. What have we not identified? What scrolls do we not know? Acquirement, Blinking, Enchant Weapon 3, Holy Word, Recharging, and Torment. So it sounds like it's worth it to read ID these. Since one of them could be Acquirement, let's make sure we have a weapon we want to enchant. I think we can do that to this rod, but let's pick up Staff of Death. I don't know that we want that. Let's pick up this Evening Star, I guess. Evening Stars are just so much better than Morning Stars. Morning Stars have a -2 base accuracy, 13 base damage. Evening Stars have a -1 base accuracy, so it's 1 better, and a 15 base damage. They're just cool. The brand isn't awesome, but we could get a scroll of branding, I suppose. And just so we don't waste a scroll of Enchant Weapon 3 if we come across it. Scroll of Recharging, cool. Well, we're definitely going to recharge the Wand of Heal Wounds. So we know that it has, for sure, at least 1 charge in it. That's great. Ooh. Ouch. Well, that's also good to know. Scrolls of Holy Word. Great for other characters when you get in a pinch with some undead or demons. Not great for Demonspawn. Look how much that hurt us. It's a really good thing we, didn't test that in battle. And a Scroll of Blink. Okay. That's fine. Scrolls of Blinking are really, 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 really good. Because they're a controlled blink, unlike the spell that you learn. Don't memorize the level 2 spell Blink and think that you will get a targeted blink. You will not. You will just get a somewhere within line of sight blink. The controlled blink spell, I believe, is a level 7 spell, so much further on. And that's why the scrolls are so useful, especially early on, because they can always, almost always, get you out of trouble. So I'm kind of sad I test ID'd that, or test read that. Red ID'd, however you want to say it. 6 scrolls of summoning, that's kind of cool. Meat shields. Potions of Magic are cool because we have the Spirit Shield ability as one of our Demonspawn mutations. When hurt, damage is shared between your health and magic reserves. We also regenerate magic rapidly, and when we're low on magic, we restore magic in place of health. When I first read that mutation, I was like, that sucks, it takes away your health regeneration. The reason why it's cool is because of the rapid mana regeneration and the fact that mana regens faster than health anyway by a significant amount. We'll get blasted down it'll drain our magic reserves mostly, and our health will go down, some, but not as much as otherwise. And then when we get low on magic, it'll regen fast enough to provide us with like basically extra hit points. So even though our health might not be regenerating, our magic is greatly making up for it, our magic regen. This is also why we're not going to be ever casting spells, aside from like these couple that we might use maybe someday. Probably not. Oh, well, that's with no skill points. Maybe we'll put some points into translocations, just so we can make use of this blink. But like repel missiles, we can just kind of cast it a couple of times and wait for our contamination to go away and cast it another few times. Well, it's making us hungry, so maybe that's not the best. Oh, well, we have a Ring of Wizardry, that's why. Let's try this. Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were putting on a Ring of Wizardry, casting repel missiles, and then taking off the Ring of Wizardry. Yeah, that's fine. Because repel missiles is one of those weird spells that doesn't have a timer on it. Like, it's just on until you get hit by enough missiles for it to go away. And it's just like an extra, I don't know, 10 evasion or so, which is really good against missiles. Deflect missiles makes you almost impervious to ranged attacks, but it's a much higher level spell. We probably won't be casting it. With Okawaru, we can currently use Heroism when we have a little more piety. When we have level 5 of Okawaru, we can use Finesse as well, which is a haste. Not a movement haste, but a weapon speed haste. Or attack speed haste. Okay. Let's go to... Have we cleared Orc 4? Well... I guess we can do a branch. I feel like the branches are harder now than they used to be. Especially the snake pit. But we have the spider's nest. Lucky us. Let's try the spider's nest. There might be something really scary down there, but I'm scared. I think let's sort of test life out on this Hydra. I feel strong. I feel real strong. Maces and flails, level 16, yeah. Yeah. Let's try it. It's been so long since I've played this character that I'm not really sure what I'm capable of. I didn't know my own strength. Okay. Alright. Redbacks are one of the easier spiders, so we had really no trouble against that, but then again, we could see several... Okay, orb spiders is kind of a pun. They weave orbs of destruction. And they run from you like crazy. It's really hard to close distance with them. Unlike most of the other spiders, which happily run right towards you with reckless abandon. Ah, this is why clarity is really good here. Oop, we got poisoned. Let's butcher these and back on out. Yeah, they've got some rough poisons. I forget what I was talking about. Anyway, spider's nest is nice. Oh yeah, resist poison. We'll still be poisoned by things, even with resist poison. It just won't be constant and fatal. Okay, please don't blow us up. Great. This mace seems to do all right. I feel like it's not maybe the strongest weapon I've ever used. But I seem to be almost impervious to damage here, with the exception of like fighting those 3 spiders earlier. Let's try this. No, but that redback might have noticed us. Oh, now the Tarantella notices us. The thing with the spider's nest is that everything's really fast. Generally faster than you are, even with Like they can follow you even if you have haste. So it's really hard to run away from things, and they tend to pop out of nowhere. Like trapdoor spiders are specifically designed to blend in with the ground. Um, I don't know how they replicate that effect in the ASCII version, or if they try to even, but I bet it's interesting. The ASCII version being the what's called console version of the game, which is all in ASCII characters. Same game. I mean, every command is functionally the same. I just find it a little bit harder. Oh, that's right. The mark, that Sentinel's mark, that purple thing, means that like everything on the level knows where we are, basically, until it goes away. Maybe it's not everything on the level, but it's certainly a huge radius around. Let's go back up the stairs. Oh, geez, these aren't the stairs up. Huh. Forgot that we were at the beginning of a branch. Yeah, see, the poison lasts a long time once we get poisoned. That's kind of why we are taking this cautiously and not just barging in. Like kiting things back while I climb the stairs there instead of just, you know, resting it out down here. Wands of Polymorph. I may use Wands of Polymorph here and there, since they won't be useful for that much longer in the game, and they're a little bit unreliable to begin with. Since you never know ahead of time if the monster that your prey turns into, that your target turns into, is going to be better or worse for you than before. Especially with things like Goliath beetles, which have a very high hit dice level because they're slow, and so you know they can be much stronger than they otherwise would be. We're very hungry. We can eat these spiders if we hadn't let them rot earlier. Scroll of Immolation, not as useful to us as a melee character, because rarely will we be far enough away from things that we can use it without blowing ourselves up. What it does is it enchants all the monsters in your line of sight with Inner Flame. There's a spell that does the same thing, although I think it might be single target. And what Inner Flame does is whenever the creature possessing it dies, a giant, very powerful fireball explodes, which I believe gets more powerful based on the hit dice or the level of the monster. So you can set up some pretty spectacular chain reactions with them if you have a good way of shooting things from range, which that crossbow... Oh, we have 6 points in crossbows, so... Huh, maybe that's... I'm not sure why that's the case. But that's kind of cool. A crossbow of flame. That's really helpful, I feel. Probably not as strong as our... Oh, it's definitely not as strong as our mace because we're wielding a shield. That's probably why we haven't been using that as much and why we turn the skill off. You can wield a crossbow with a shield. It's just you fire extremely slowly. So it's, you know, kind of a one-off shot. Like you can't pepper something down from range. You can only just blast it once. Ooh, I don't think we have resist electric. No, we don't. Let's actually make an exclusion over this area. Like this area. So that we don't accidentally wander nearby that pond. Electric eels are really rough if you get caught by them in a place where you can't get away. Like if you walk towards a lake manually and it pops up out of nowhere, and yeah, it's no fun. This is kind of cool that we got a crossbow of flame that's +1/+1. We'll ditch the old crossbow. It is nice, though, that we can wield a crossbow at all with one hand. I wonder if that's something that Formicids can do, if that counts as their two-handed plus shield thing with no penalty. I don't know. Maybe. That'd be kind of neat. Be a hunter with shield. Scroll of Silence is okay. It's helpful against casters if you're going toe-to-toe with especially somebody who can blink, who has the spell blink rather, or like teleportation spells, um, because it will keep them from casting those spells. And you don't care because you can hit them in the face. Ooh, yikes, wow. This is interesting. I'm not sure. This is an odd little area. That thing there, the jumping spider simulacrum, it's made out of ice. It's much weaker than a jumping spider would normally be. Turns into a cloud of freezing gas afterwards. I want to find a way. Maybe let's try this. Let's try taking off that. Let's just try to kill this eel. Or eels. I don't know how many of them there are. Got a shark. I'm willing to do this because we have this crossbow of flame and it's really cool. Zombies. Let's remove these travel exclusions. There we go. Shift E switches between your travel exclusion points, and E toggles them. I'm just kind of doing this. I really should switch to this mace at this point. I don't know why I'm just unloading at point blank range with that crossbow. I think I may leave these guys in the... Well, I want my ammo. Sometimes it's wise to leave, especially water-bound creatures, alive, so you can have a snack later. Ah, Josephine, that's why we were seeing weird simulacra and things, and zombies everywhere. She's a necromancer, a formidable necromancer, in fact, committed to her craft even after it left her aged, decaying, and half undead herself. She can cast some stuff, which I'm not too worried about. She's not so tough. Ghostly Fireball can hurt us, yeah, but we're resistant. And we have a lot of hit points. That's one thing that is really nice about Demonspawn compared to Gargoyles. Although Gargoyles, I feel, have a much stronger game in general than Demonspawn. It's very... I mean, even if you could plan perfectly a set of mutations with Demonspawn, it's still harder than with a Gargoyle. Demonspawn don't have that 20% hit point reduction that Gargoyles do. And that really starts to show around this point in the game. I feel like a Gargoyle right now would have about 86 health instead of 115. Somewhere around there. No more than 90. Yeah. So that's cool. Like, we are just more durable. We can take more risks this way. Apparently a wolf spider came into view. There it is. It's interesting being stealthy as a fighter character, because sometimes you want things to notice you, but you don't want to shout. That can be a tricky thing. We can take care of that with our crossbow, though. Just shoot at something, but not beyond it. Jumping spiders are pretty tough. They're a bit like blink frogs. They're very much like blink frogs, in fact. Except more annoying, if that's possible. It just they bounce around in a blink-like fashion. Although it is not a blink, I believe it has a lower chance of removing constriction than blink. If you are a Naga, you can constrict your enemies in melee combat. So there's that. That's something. Hello there, people. We're going to stare dance these guys. As in, we're going to let a couple of them get close to us and pull them up the stairs, where we proceed to bash them down. And then, if we were being super cautious, we could go down a an alternate staircase here. Oh, hello, jumping spiders. 3 jumping spiders. This is suddenly really scary. One nice thing about being a full-strength fighter type, which is what it looks like we are. Actually, we seem to have a really high dexterity. Maybe we're going sort of a mixed route. I don't know. Maces and flails later on benefit greatly from strength. Anyway, the nice thing about what I was going to say is the nice thing about this type of build is that you generally have a much higher armor class than you do evasion comparatively. And so when you run into things that like paralyze you or web you or other things that remove a significant portion of your evasion, like half or all of it, if you're paralyzed, you have no evasion. With the exception of the Demonspawn repulsion field mutation. And I think that's it. Your armor class is still in effect. Like, you can never really have your armor class reduced. Short of, corroding the equipment. We're going to pop up and heal up this poison. No reason to stick around and try and fight those guys. When we can, continue to stare dance like this. These guys are jerks. They spin orbs of destruction, which really hurt. Like that. So we'll just rest up. I'm not too worried about hunger. All the things in this branch are edible since we have resist poison. So we're not concerned about starving here while we carefully... In fact, I think I'm going to try a different down staircase, just because it's unlikely that those orb spiders will be close enough to us when we go down to really be able to close with them without running into the unknown. And ooh, a Moth of Wrath. Moths of Wrath are not dangerous by themselves. They berserk other monsters, however, which is incredibly dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Berserk spiders are not to be trifled with. Ooh, fire elemental. Interesting. I have a cloak of preservation, so I'm not concerned about our scrolls burning. Hey, level 16. Ooh, we feel power flowing into our body. What does that mean? Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat. Our magical and physical power is slightly enhanced at high health. Awesome. This is the mutation called augmentation. And I'm going to double check exactly what it does. But it is our tier 3 Demonspawn mutation. Yeah, when we're at high health, high percentages of health, and decreasing, of course, as we are become more and more injured, we get spell power and slaying bonuses. And I think at 100% health, it's yeah, at 100% health, it's 4 times the rank slaying bonus, so bonus to damage and accuracy, and 0.4 spell power, which is like a little less than half a pip of spell power, which is still not insignificant, I don't think. The formulas for spell power are extremely complicated, so I don't know if that would benefit us enough to say become a caster at this point. But regardless, the slaying bonus is super nice, especially since we're using this low base damage mace. That's a good tier 3 mutation. I mean, they're all great. But like robust, which is just bonus hit points, isn't particularly exciting. This is kind of exciting. Not as exciting as Hellfire or passively freezing everything in melee. That would have been really good. But it's still, I mean, augmentation is fantastic. It lets us kill a lot more things than we would otherwise. So that means our cold cold resistant, very good at protecting items from cold, is going to turn into, at tier 3, Ice Mail. It's a bonus up to 10 AC, and it makes us immune to freezing clouds. And it melts every time we take fire damage, and regenerates after 300 turns. Aughts is what they're called, AUTs, arbitrary units of time. There are also alms, arbitrary units of mass, which is the weight of your, or the mass of your possessions. Okay, cool. Alright. That's neat. We now have the AUG bonus. Wow, that's a lot of fire. Fortunately, we are quite resistant to fire, and we have conservation, which means our scrolls are less likely to catch fire. We're going to pull some of these dudes up with us. Oh, wow. Azrael. Yikes. Who is that? A powerful belligerent Efreet. Is there any other kind? Ooh, he can cast Hellfire. Hellfire is rough in that it bypasses completely your fire resistance. So me bragging about how we're resistant to fire really isn't useful. That's a super dangerous place. Ooh, we reached our 5th level of piety here, which means we can now use finesse, which speeds up our combat, which is excellent. Well, let's in fact make a travel exclusion here. No reason to accidentally go down that staircase if we don't have to. Okay, so Azrael, the giant, scary Efreet, is over here. This looks kind of like an arena sort of level, very open. I am not necessarily... You can dodge those orbs, by the way, if you're fast. They also, I don't believe, deal as much damage when you early on as they do as they move. I do not feel the necessity to clear each of these levels before I go down. I like to, but branches are dangerous enough, especially now. I feel like 0.14 made these early layer branches, the branches that show up in the layer, much more difficult. And I should be sacrificing some of these corpses, really, to be honest, instead of chopping them all up. I just haven't... The past few characters I've played haven't worshipped Okawaru. And so I'm not used to doing the blood sacrifice thing. Oh, yeah, I really don't want to auto-explore, do I? Yeah, so if I find a down staircase, I'm going to try and clear, you know, a little bit more of this level. Just so if we have to come back up from Spider's Nest 3, which goodness knows could have another Azrael level monster on it, we aren't guaranteed to be running into a huge mess. We're only somewhat likely to be running into a huge mess. You could tell I am very much in favor of clearing. Oh, dodge around that. Well, didn't manage to dodge that one. Oh, this is so dangerous. Why am I doing this? Ah! Ow, ow, ow. Fortunately, we're faster enough than those that we didn't have to burn anything to get away, but that was really close. That was extremely close. I was being very foolhardy there. I did not respect the orb spiders enough, especially since there were 2 of them. I feel like with 1 I would have been okay in that situation. Let's go back up into the lair, where things are safer. Ugh. Okay. Alright, is there anything I could be doing to make this easier on myself? I could be wearing a ring of magical power instead of a ring of protection from cold. And I will do that. That gives us some extra hit points, basically. So that'll help. Oh, I could also be using my buckler, which might protect us from some of this. I don't know if it'll protect us from orbs of destruction, really. I could check out what this is. Wand of Disintegration, cool. And I could have used our Wand of Heal Wounds. So I was being a little hasty and maybe a little panicky. Yeah, and we were gone long enough. We had to spend enough time resting that that guy didn't even know that we were here. This guy does, but we dodged him out. I think you're maybe slightly faster than orb spiders, or they have to stop when they're spinning their orb, their spells or something. Because you can usually catch up to them eventually, but you have to be careful, because they will run away into open rooms full of evil dudes. This is kind of scary. Emperor Scorpions are really tough. And I think they're not slow either. Let's pop Heroism. Let's not forget that we have that. I think we can kill this guy. Can we kill this guy? This guy is really tough. Well, we have a Wand of Heal Wounds. Oh yeah, we can kill this guy. Yeah, okay. That is the only downside about having augmentation, is that it's not as great for melee characters because we tend to get beat up more often. We're not always right at max health, so it's not necessarily as beneficial to us. Wow, where did all these guys come from? Just wandering around the dungeon, huh? Yeah, the orb spiders can accidentally blow each other up. That is nice. The Amulet of Clarity is really important here because of those tarantellas. They can and will confuse you, I think, or madden you. It might be a more unique status effect. We're going to kind of head back towards the stairs here. I feel like there's enough stuff sort of cropping up behind us that I don't want to delve too much further in that direction. Especially since Azrael is around here somewhere. That crazy Ifrit. Crazy Ifrit. He didn't know what he was doing. Our shields is increased to level 9. Good to know. Getting to the point where a normal shield has no penalty for us. For our melee attacks. I think it's good to just keep the buckler for now. Rather than the regular shield. I think it's worth it. Because I feel like this mace isn't super strong. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind having it. But I feel like its max damage isn't such that I can really afford to miss attacks because of a shield that's heavier than I'm prepared for. Alright, let's... I'm trying to decide if I even care about that electric eel. I don't think I do. I think I'll leave it. Arachne? That seems bad. Huh. Once a talented human weaver, Arachne was cursed by being transformed into her present form, half human, half spider. Her sympathies now lie with the inhuman residents of her new home, and she's eager to dispose of any who would threaten them. She looks really bad. And strong, and extremely dangerous. And fast. Sounds like nobody I want to fight when I'm not at full health, especially since there are guys up here just itching to eat me. See, this is why I feel like the Spider's Nest, it happens a lot that there are sort of respawns or things hiding in places or walking around you to where you couldn't find them on just the first run through. Pull that guy back up. I kind of want to fight Arachne because I feel like that other staircase is off limits because of Azrael. I don't want two of our staircases to be off limits. And we might as well fight her. I am going to put Heroism on before I go down the stairs. Huh. Let's see if she's around. She went away. Oh, nope. She was just hiding. Okay. Let's get Finesse here too. I think we have... Yeah, 13% chance of failure is acceptable. Yeah, it works. Cool, our repel missiles repelled the webbing. Alright. Okay. Oh, I see. She's wielding a staff of poison. Well, I'm not too worried. I mean, in a pinch, we have some potions of curing. I feel like we're doing okay. I don't think she's cast many spells at us, though. Maybe that's because we're right up next to her? I haven't fought this particular unique before, ever. So this is new experience, dear viewers. We are getting poisoned quite a bit. Ah, but not bad. Not bad. We're gonna eat her. Thanks. Cool. All right. That's good. I feel good about that fight. I feel pretty strong. Though the last character I said that with, I died about 2 levels later in the shoals. Those darn shoals. They'll get you. I think I've had a couple characters die in the shoals lately. I feel like they got harder. I know the snake pit got harder. No question there. Shock serpents are nasty. The orbs of destruction kind of track you, but you can, you know, do things like blow up that Tarantella if you, I don't want him to get out of reach, but these things are hurting me. Not a lot, but enough that... Yep, managed to dodge that one. That's good. See, it circles around. Boom. Ha ha ha. We obviously don't get the experience for that, but it's so satisfying to have the spiders blow each other up. They're such a hassle that it's just, you get your joy where you can. I kind of like the spider's nest. I think it's a really good branch. Now this is, I think, only the second time I've been in it. Oh, hey, there's Azrael. Ooh, oh, stealth is helping us so much. Wow. Okay, now here's the question. Do we want to fight him? Can we fight him? Okay, so he has Bolt of Fire, Range Sticky Flame, Fireball, Hellfire, and whatever the heck Hellfire Burst is. I think I'm going to look him up here as Rail. And see what the heck. Oh gosh. Okay, Hellfire is 3d20. And Hellfire Burst is 3d15. So a max of 60 and 45 damage respectively. That can't be resisted. Okay, so we could actually take 2 full Hellfires. 2 max damage Hellfires and survive. Everything else we're fairly resistant to. We have a Wand of Healing. We have Conservation, so we're not too worried about these scrolls. Yeah, I think we can try and fight him. Heroism. And just in case you haven't seen me use Heroism before, it boosts all of your combat skills, melee and ranged, and your stealth, interestingly enough. If you really need to sneak by something, you can use Heroism to boldly sneak through the dungeon. Brave, brave Sir Robin runs away. And, you know, dodging, which we didn't already have, and armor and shields and stuff. So, alright, so we have Heroism. That's good. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to switch to this Evening Star away from this mace. This mace is cool, but the Flame Brand is useless to us right now, and so it's just a 15 damage thing. This is 16 damage. And Crushing isn't exciting as Flaming, but it's better in this instance for sure. It might be better than this anyway, except that, you know, magic resistance, the stealth is kind of cool, dex and int, yeah. Like, we generally want to keep this on, but in this particular circumstance, we can afford to switch. We are not going to move towards him. We are going to stay on this staircase, for sure. It would drag him upstairs, probably, but, you know, better... I'm doing this in case other monsters show up during this fight that I don't want to fight. Because I think I can win against Azrael. I think I can. He has 11 hit dice, he has 88 hit points. And we are doing, you know, 16 damage plus a significant amount each hit. Plus 4 from our augmentation until we take damage. I guess that's our only slaying bonus, but we also have horns and talons. I guess we had some beneficial mutation potions in there somewhere, or maybe we just drank a potion of mutation. Who knows? Yeah. I feel good about this fight. Is there anything else I can do to make it easier? Do I have another source of resist fire? Do I have a potion of resistance? Yeah, I think I'll drink a potion of resistance, and then that'll get him to, like, there. And then I will invoke, I will invoke Finesse from Okawaru. Yeah, we resisted that fireball entirely. Now we have maxed out fire resist. And who knows, maybe even potions of resistance. Maybe even Hellfire is affected by potions of resistance, though I'm not counting on that. And, okay, so we're going to, Finesse. Alright. At this point, he hasn't completely closed with us, so I am going to step... no, I'm not going to step towards him. That's just dumb. I'm going to use this Wand of Paralysis on him, on the off chance... Oh-ho! What up, evocations? Doing some work. This is why you put points into evocations. So that you can randomly paralyze a... Oh, he's only somewhat resistant to hostile enchantments. He only looks dangerous. I feel like he's way more dangerous than just dangerous. Okay, so he was not paralyzed for long. But that got us within range, like, of him for free. Just for free. Cool. Awesome. I feel like maybe that fight, we didn't need all that preparation, looking back on it. But, you know, can't be too careful. We only used one permanent resource, Potion of Resistance, and, I mean, our resistances are strong anyway. I don't think we had to do that. But I don't feel bad about doing it. Probably want to go back to our stash at some point. Ah, there's a large shield. I don't want it right now because our shield skill is not nearly high enough to use that for free. But, you know, I'll remember it's there. Or if I don't remember, I can always Control F for it later. Running out of room. What does this wand do? Wand of Random Effects. Screw the Wand of Random Effects. I don't like those. They're just too unreliable in this game where you really want reliability. Like, consistency is I would say, the most important thing in this game. Like, and it's very valuable. It's an actual resource. Consistency is a resource. Like, consistent blinking, like blinking to where you want to go, is a valuable resource. Like, you only get it on scrolls or with a high-level spell that you can't cast on your silence, blah, 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 or, you know, under certain circumstances. There are levels that are artificially harder because you cannot control your teleports in them. Yeah, consistency is a thing. It's an important thing. All right, well, this video has gotten to a good point, a good stopping point, I feel. This has been Boobhammer, the Demonspawn Wanderer, actually, of Okawaru. He's coming along nicely. I have high hopes for Boobhammer. I don't know what I was thinking when I named this character, but, you know, I'm not going to turn down a good run. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So thanks for watching. I may make another video with this guy. I may just play him some more. I didn't start it from the beginning with you guys, so I don't feel like I'll finish them out with you guys. Unless, I mean, please leave in the comments if you want me to, and I will. I will try and oblige. After all, I do this a lot for you. So, have a good night, dear readers. And the reason why I say dear readers sometimes is because I am a huge fan of Wizard People, Dear Readers by Brad Neely, with tribute and attribution to J.K. Rowling and Paramount Pictures, Warner Brothers. I think I covered my butt there. Anyway, thank you, dear viewers, for watching, and I'll see you next time.